Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop on here and show you what I have done. So this is painted and dried now. We're working on the cross. I went ahead and measured it all out. Put the centers on where I need to screw in my knobs and to make everything centered. I don't have it measured on the actual plywood yet because we got to drill in those holes first, but I have the hook centered and the middle of the cross centered, if you guys can see that. I was made little marks on where I need to drill, and that is what we're going to do next. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've got my drill bit on here, and I've already done a practice run with another one, a practice board, and so we're ready to go. I hope everything is measured like it should be. Okay, so I showed you guys, I went ahead and drilled all my holes after I measured everything right in the middle. So our issue is getting in the knobs because they're too long for the board, and there's the washer nut. So we can, you know, just put them down in there and just hope they stay still, but we want to tighten it with the nut. So what I went ahead and done on this one, just to see if it would work, is use, what's this called?
Step bit.
Step bit. Use a step bit and drilled about 2 steps in maybe, which I need to go farther because my nut still isn't quite flush. And then, but I don't want to go too far because I don't want this to be loose. So you really got to be pretty careful on how far you're going. So I'm going to go ahead and drill a little bit more. And that's pretty, it fits in there pretty perfect on that one. But the thing is we need to still be able to tighten it. So then I'm going to go in with my Dremel and kind of just Dremel around. Get it plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and screw this in lower. That'll help me guide the Dremel. Have something to say, Joshua. Put the nut in there too. that'll be enough room to get a tool in and tighten it so it's flush with the board. It's almost there. It's still pretty loose, so just kind of find a tool and get it tightened. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. We got it on there tight. The nut was an 8, so we took an 8mm, what's this called, a wrench, and tighten that baby on there. So I'm gonna do the same exact thing with all the other boards. We got four to go. All right, guys, so all these boards are done. This camera right now. So I cheated a little bit on some of them, on actually the rest of them, and I did not Dremel them. I mean, I don't know if you can see that. There we go. I didn't Dremel them. They look so much prettier. What I did was not chicken out this time like I did the first time with the step bit, and I just went down a little bit further, and it worked out perfect. So if you don't have a step bit, you know, what I was originally going to do was just super glue them and stick them in there, and I think it'll be fine. I mean, the only really pulling they're going to have on there is when you're braiding them, and honestly you're not even going to be pulling them then, so I don't think it's that big of a deal on, I don't know, I think they're going to be fine, if you know what I mean. I mean, they are tight, like super tight. They're tight even before I put the nut in. So, alright, so there are those. Those are done. I am going to wait on Josh to Dremel off the backer. So now, what I'm doing is going ahead and putting this trim on our board. It's looking good so far. So I went ahead and just started gluing the end pieces, or the, what do you want to call them? Angles, maybe? Anyways, using the Gorilla wood glue. All I did, I don't have clamps. All I did was hold them in place for probably a minute or so, and they're pretty much sticking by themselves. They look pretty good. Obviously, we are going to put in nails using a nail gun. Okay.
Alright guys, so we're going to air nail the frame here to the backboard, or the background piece.
Base.
I'm using a Numax air nailer with DeWalt nails. I'll get the nail size for you guys, but put the first one in here.
Don't do your... Alright guys, so we got it all stapled in. It's now a frame. It is coming together. So I will get some wood filler. I want to fill in all the nail holes, sand them down. I'm going to go ahead and distress some of the white trim. There's a little bit of space there that I'm going to fill in, but it'll be fun. Josh went ahead and Dremeled off the backs of the nails, or the knobs. So those are now flush, and we should be able to nail that down. We need to measure that first. I know I told you earlier, these are the DeWalt air, they're called air nails, Josh?
Yep, finishing nails.
Finishing nails that we used. 16-inch, or no, 16-inch, 1.5 inch, 36 millimeters, 16 gauge. I don't know what the hell that means, but there we go. So we are done for the night. We'll go get that wood filler sometime, I don't know, this week, and get the cross on there. I got vinyl coming in the mail, so we're gonna make, I also need to get a W. So pretty much I want, if we're looking at it upright, we'll lay these out. Good. So I want a W here. Our last name's Wilson, so W here. And then probably on this side I will lay vinyl with like the 3 chords verse. And then probably our date under the W maybe, or maybe up in that corner. I don't know yet. And then our rope, grab the rope, show you what the rope looks like. I think the rope looks awesome. We got the rope at Hobby Lobby for super cheap. Yeah, so that is almost finished. Alright, we'll see you guys next time. Okay guys, so we've got everything framed here. We're going to go ahead and go in with some wood filler. We got this at Menards. It's just Elmer's Pro Bond wood filler. I have white and then I have a walnut stained one. I'll be using the walnut for, you know, the back, and then a little bit of the white for just the edges and around where we have nailed in the trim pieces. You don't have to do this. It's kind of just your own preference. We do have a little bit of spacing on this side, so I'm going to try to fill that in and see how it looks, and then I'll probably sand it down and go over with some stain again, just from not cutting it completely straight. Is why we have that little bit of a gap. So it is important to cut your backboard completely straight. Make sure everything lines up before you go any further. And so we're going to start with the walnut first and see how this goes, since it is a pretty big gap. Okay, so now I just want to touch up these edges here just a little bit. I still want it to kind of be, I don't know if I would say rustic-y, but I just like how it, you can tell. But I do want to touch up some of them. And then I'm not a fan of the nails showing through, so I'm going to do some wood filler over those as well. So this one I cut in way smaller of a hole, so it comes out very, very tiny.
Alright guys, our board is 24 inches wide, so we've centered our main part of the cross, and we're going to mark it so that way we can touch it up. So Riley is taping the board because she's going to paint the trim white where she needs to touch it up.
So at this point we have finished up putting in the wood filler, touching up some paint. You can see that it is a little bit messy on the backboard, but that's okay. I'm going to clean that up a little bit later and make it look all pretty. So that is the end of this video. If you like what you saw, continue to stick around for part 4 of this video, and we'll get this thing all finished up. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, and be sure to like and subscribe to our videos.